Imagine waking up tomorrow and discovering that humanity's greatest energy problem had already been solved. For 70 years, the world's brightest physicists searched for unlimited, clean energy. Not a larger reactor, not stronger magnets, just one elegant idea that no human had ever considered. Within 6 hours, every major fusion laboratory reached the same conclusion. The impossible had suddenly become engineering. If unlimited clean energy was finally possible, nothing about the world's economy would remain the same. Humanity wasn't building another power plant. It was building the first machine capable of ending the energy crisis forever. For the first time in history, humanity produced more clean fusion energy than it consumed. The lights didn't shine brighter. They simply never needed to go out again. Unlimited clean energy meant something even greater than electricity. It meant water, food, and opportunity. The age of fossil fuels did not end with war or politics. It ended with one discovery. The reactor had now operated continuously for 7 days. Every hour made history feel more permanent.
Fusion didn't replace renewable energy. It completed it.
For the first time in generations, energy was becoming a foundation for growth instead of a limitation. Industries that once consumed enormous amounts of fossil fuel could finally operate with clean power. Reliable energy wasn't only about economics. It became a matter of saving lives. Energy unlocked water. Water unlocked life. The deserts themselves began telling a new story, one written by water, sunlight, and clean energy. For millions of children, the sky became bluer than their parents had ever remembered. Humanity had not solved every environmental challenge, but for the first time, it possessed the energy needed to face them. The energy crisis had shaped civilization for more than a century. Now, humanity was beginning to imagine a world beyond it. The greatest construction project in human history had begun, not to build weapons, but to power civilization itself.
For many nations,
Energy independence was no longer a dream. It became a reality, built on science. Global trade continued to grow, but the smoke that once followed it slowly disappeared.
Even the skies began changing, one flight at a time.
The intelligence shaping humanity's future was now powered by the cleanest energy civilization had ever known. Unlimited clean energy didn't just power cities. It powered curiosity itself. When energy became abundant, manufacturing became cleaner than anyone had imagined. The transportation revolution accelerated, not because batteries became larger, but because energy became limitless.
The greatest energy revolution wasn't measured in megawatts. It was measured in better lives.
Humanity had spent generations searching for more energy. Now, for over a century, energy had shaped the global economy. Now, the rules were being rewritten. The countries that adapted fastest discovered that knowledge had become more valuable than oil.
Unlimited electricity unlocked another revolution. Fuel without carbon.
Energy no longer stopped at national borders. It flowed wherever humanity needed it most.
The cleanest resource wasn't hidden beneath the earth. It was already in humanity's hands.
Cities stopped competing for energy and started competing for quality of life. The world's most valuable resource was no longer fuel. It was educated minds. For the first time, humanity possessed enough clean energy to help repair the planet itself. Unlimited energy didn't end innovation. It accelerated it. Humanity had finally solved the problem of energy. The next challenge was deciding how to use that limitless power wisely. When energy became abundant, reaching space became dramatically easier. Spaceflight was no longer reserved for rare missions. It became part of humanity's everyday infrastructure. The moon transformed from humanity's first destination into its first factory beyond Earth. The largest machines ever built by humanity were no longer constructed on Earth, but in orbit. Cheap energy made another impossible dream affordable: a permanent home on Mars. The greatest minds of the future were never beneath Earth's surface. They drifted quietly through space. Unlimited energy expanded humanity's vision far beyond the solar system. The next generation would not grow up on one planet alone. They would grow up as citizens of a solar system. One discovery had reshaped not only Earth, but humanity's destiny among the stars. Unlimited clean energy did more than power civilization. It gave civilization the freedom to leave its cradle. When energy was no longer scarce, humanity could finally invest in healing the planet instead of merely surviving on it. For the first time, removing carbon from the atmosphere became practical on a planetary scale. The oceans had powered civilization for centuries. Now civilization finally had the power to protect the oceans. Food was no longer limited by seasons, but by humanity's imagination.
The greatest energy revolution reached its highest purpose when it reached those who had been left behind.
Electricity became more than a utility. It became the foundation of opportunity. Perhaps the greatest measure of progress was not the cities humanity built, but the wilderness it allowed to return.
Humanity stopped fighting nature and began designing cities that lived alongside it.
The future was never a choice between technology and nature. The future was learning how both could thrive together. Unlimited clean energy did not simply change civilization. It gave humanity the chance to become a better guardian of its home. 20 years later, history no longer called it the energy revolution. It called it the beginning of humanity's second golden age. With energy no longer limiting research, discovery itself began moving faster than any generation had imagined. The greatest medical breakthrough was never the machine. It was giving every doctor more time to care for every patient. Humanity finally possessed enough energy to build ships, not just for planets, but for the stars. Every generation inherited more knowledge than the one before it, and more responsibility for the future. The farther humanity looked into the universe, the more possibilities it discovered. The smartest civilization was not the one that consumed the most energy, but the one that used it most wisely. Some anniversaries celebrate the past. This one celebrated the future humanity had chosen to build. Every civilization eventually reaches a moment when the horizon is no longer enough. Unlimited clean energy had solved humanity's oldest limitation. The only frontier left was the universe itself. Half a century after the first fusion breakthrough, children no longer remembered a world defined by energy shortages. Future generations would study fossil fuels the same way we study steam engines today, as the beginning of a much longer journey. When survival was no longer consumed by energy, humanity could finally prepare for the dangers beyond Earth. Unlimited energy did not answer every question. It simply allowed humanity to ask better ones. Unlimited energy had carried humanity farther than any civilization had ever traveled before. Civilization had expanded beyond one planet, yet it never forgot where its journey began. The greatest inventions are often the ones people stop noticing, because they simply become part of life.
Every age of civilization has been defined by the way humanity learned to master energy.
Every great discovery begins with a simple question: what lies beyond? The end of the energy crisis was never the ending of humanity's story. It was only the beginning of everything that came next. Looking back, the greatest breakthrough wasn't the reactor itself. It was what humanity chose to do with it.
Unlimited energy never replaced human ambition. It amplified it.
Technology reached its highest purpose when it empowered people instead of replacing them. The civilization that mastered clean energy had finally become a civilization capable of reaching another sun.
Every great journey begins with one courageous generation willing to leave home behind.
Every child who looked upward. History was never defined by the tools humanity created, but by the wisdom with which humanity used them. Unlimited energy united worlds that had once seemed impossibly far apart. Every answer humanity discovered revealed another question waiting among the stars. No matter how much energy humanity mastered, the universe always remained infinitely larger than everything we knew. Perhaps unlimited clean energy was never humanity's greatest invention. 70 years after the breakthrough, the world had become almost unrecognizable. Unlimited energy connected worlds that previous generations could barely imagine. The civilization that solved its energy crisis finally had enough time and enough power to explore the universe.
Every generation inherits the discoveries of the last and the responsibility to build something even greater.
Every chapter of civilization was written by a new source of energy, and by the people brave enough to use it wisely.
Humanity had not escaped Earth. It had carried Earth's spirit into the stars. No matter how far humanity traveled, it remained only the beginning of a much larger story. The greatest success of unlimited energy was never measured in watts, but in the lives it made possible. The end of the energy crisis was not the end of humanity's journey. It was the moment that journey truly began. What if artificial intelligence discovered unlimited clean energy? Perhaps the greatest miracle
futuristics and latch documenti. Intro, mysterious ambient scenes. Deep hypnotic bass, soft piano, evolving strings, subtle electronic pulses, emotional choir slowly emerging, enormous sense of scale, clean modern sound design, NASA-inspired atmosphere, IMAXed, burgeoning feeling, gradually ebbing into an unforgettable cinematic climax. No!